So, okay. This is what was getting me so upset this morning, and I'm going to try and calm. How long is the clip, Quarter Blank, Darren?
It is 50 seconds.
Okay,
boy.
good. All right, so for 50
Breathe.
seconds, I won't be on camera, and I can practice my breathing exercises. Do it. Brutal. Okay, so this morning on CNN, they had medical experts saying, do not in any form drink bleach or Lysol or inject it directly into the body according to President Donald Trump's directions. This is everywhere right now. It's trending on Twitter. If you go to Reddit politics, which there just needs to be a coup with conservatives going in there. Keep it respectful, but just make your voices known. This is all based on, and you tell me if you see it, from the President Trump press briefer last night, where he talked about how sunlight, UV rays, kill COVID. He talked about which sanitization products work, and then was turning to, as you'll see, medical experts regarding some experimentation that they might be doing. You tell me if this sounds like inject yourself with Lysol.
Supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that has him injected.
Ultraviolet or powerful light.
And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number in the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me.
Oh, sorry, I was injecting Clorox into my
Oh, does it work? Yeah.
Per the president's direction.
I jumped the gun a little bit there. So, did anyone hear him say inject this, by the way? Inject Clorox. Now, let me go through. He shouldn't have said the disinfectant thing. He should have separated his words. But he did do that with UV light. Now, this is important. Why? Because I've actually been in a little bit of a tiff with my wife lately. Because after I had knee surgery, right, they used infrared light. They use it on my knee. It's very typical. Anyone out there, if you've ever done it, they use this, and it's actually approved for certain therapies, not a cure for coronavirus. I wanted to get an infrared sauna, but my wife was like, well, then you'll be infertile. And I was trying to make this argument. Actually, it's not nearly as hot as a Finnish sauna, and you can turn it down. You can get the benefit of infrared light into your tissue without actually having to get really hot. And she's not a fan, so I can't do it. Okay, fine. But the point here is we know that it works. Right now, run a search on infrared light. There's actually a shortage on infrared saunas because people, for whatever reason, think that it helps with coronavirus. I'm not saying that it does, but it does raise the body's temperature, and it has been shown in medical studies to help with immunity. So a lot of people have been looking into that. He said UV light or some other powerful light force. Maybe we could, well, guess what? Infrared light penetrates deep into tissue. He could be referring to that or the non-harmful UV rays. He's simply saying we know that this works, that it kills it if it's airborne. Would there be a way to experiment with this to see if it could help people? And they're talking about that. That is totally valid. He didn't say go out in the sun and look like skin cancer lady, sunbed lady, because that's going to kill coronavirus. He didn't say that. He didn't prescribe that. And he was looking to medical professionals. By the way, when we're talking about disinfectant in the body, do you know what chemotherapy is? Now, it's not Clorox, it's not bleach, it's not Lysol, but you are putting something in your body that kills things, and that's why people get really sick. This idea that, hey, is there some kind of a chemical that we could maybe extract to clean out the lungs, which is what he's talking about, worded well? Probably not. But then the media goes out and they use the brand name, Lysol. Donald Trump said inject Lysol, which he didn't, to the point that Lysol actually issued a statement saying,
like,
don't.
Hey.
Yeah. And I hope people look up the board at Lysol and their political contributions, because that seems a little bit fishy to me.
Oh, my God. It's a great cleaner, but don't put it inside your body. And by the way, like you said, he did look over to the doctor. He said, I don't know. They're looking into these things. But basically what he said is we have found a weakness with this virus and many other viruses. How do we translate that to something that can go in the human body that won't kill us but will kill the virus?
Right.
That's essentially what he's saying. They gave him no leeway, no benefit of the doubt whatsoever in his comments at all.
Gerald, can I correct you?
You can.
He didn't essentially say that. He actually was just asking.
Yeah.
Like, the entirety of that exchange was saying, you're looking into these things, right?
Right, yes.
Are you looking
Sure.
into these things that could disinfect the body? Was that a poor choice of words? Sure. The guy who's a real estate mogul and not a doctor.
Yeah, do we
is saying
expect the
word
president
disinfect-
to be a scientist?
And do you know what he did?
And I understand.
Before and after? Brought up doctors.
Right, he kept saying, well,
Exactly.
he kept literally not only looking at the doctor,
Right.
but saying the word doctor while talking to
Right.
a doctor about, hey, are you looking into these things?
Yeah.
And
then
you
saying,
know what
and
they
you would
said
have
was-
to use a medical doctor.
Right. And he goes, I don't know. At the very end, I don't know. Sounds interesting to
Yeah.
me.
And they
That
do.
doesn't-
And by the way, they are They're constantly researching light therapy, and in some cases it helps, in some cases it doesn't. That's not quackery. We'll get to that in a second.
Right.
Infrared. They use it in incubators, right? Infrared light therapy. It is used in the medical. I don't know if that's what they're doing, but I guarantee you, right now, as they explore all of these options, they're probably looking into approved non-invasive therapies if they could potentially help.
Right.
Especially when you consider that UV and infrared light are both a part of the rays that you feel when you go out into the sun.
Yeah.
And there is a way to harness this with it being beneficial and not harmful. Does it benefit someone if they have coronavirus? I don't know. President Trump doesn't know. He said he doesn't know. Could it cure it? Probably not. Could it be beneficial as a preventative? Maybe so. These are conversations that people should be having. And if he doesn't, guess what? They say no answers from President Donald Trump right now as this virus continues to spread. There's
course.
no
No leadership.
way. And the character assassination that takes place here right now, going out there and fact-checking something he never said
Right.
is so upsetting.